I'm Asuto, and welcome back to Astonished Animations. It really has been a while, and before I start with the main topic of this video, I would like to express my gratitude to all of you. Whether you have been subscribing to this channel or you are a new viewer, thank you for being here and thank you for coming back. This is a brand new series where I'll be talking about various topics from 3D to just life stuff in general. It will be like a podcast kind of episode, so feel free to grab a coffee and open a blender and work on your own projects. As you can see right here, I am also working on my own project. And let's chill for a little bit right here. Today I'll be talking about mental health, finding happiness, letting go, and I'll also explain the idea of why I made this channel. If this type of video isn't for you, don't worry, as I'll be getting back to making more stylized 3D videos, and it will still be the main focus of the channel because that's what I like to do. Though, I do intend to make videos of other topics sometimes, things related to art like digital painting, live 2D, and a little bit of Minecraft, Splatoon, and just a little disclaimer here. Although I'll be talking about mental health in this video, I will simply be sharing my own experiences, my perspectives, and my thoughts. So please don't hesitate to seek professional help if you are currently struggling in terms of mental health. You're safe to reach out, you're loved, you're worthy, and we support you. You know what's funny? I've been attempting to record this video for way too many times. I really wanted to get this right because this video represents a phase of my life when my perspective towards life completely changed. Maybe I should, spoiler alert, let go of this perfectionism. As a lot of you might have noticed, I have not been posting for 4 years, I don't even remember. And the truth is, I went into a pretty bad period of depression around that time when I stopped posting. Of course, as you can see right now, I'm here posting a video, and it's because I've gone onto this long journey of healing, self-discovery, and becoming a happier person. In the beginning of the journey, I experienced a huge trauma, and being a person who had been anxious for basically my entire life, that experience also brought back a lot of suppressed pain and feelings. I was hating myself for making mistakes, feeling so unworthy, feeling resentment towards people, feeling like my entire life was a lie, and that my life was a game over already, and I genuinely wanted to restart the game from perhaps a checkpoint. I wanted to go back in time. I felt powerless, questioning the point of my existence, and I did not know how to move forward. I was lucky to have a loving friend who was by my side all the time, and I know in times like this, it is a luxury to have someone who is always there for you. However, in the end, there were still many things I had to process on my own, that I still had to walk a big part of the journey with myself, by myself, not because I was lonely, but because my life could only change when I decided to sit with everything within myself. Initially, I completely went into a shutdown. I was isolating myself from everything, not talking to anyone unless it's necessary, like when it's for work, since I didn't know how to connect with the world again. I felt unworthy of happiness, unworthy of everything in the world. I didn't like being in that place, in that darkness. I wanted to get back out there as soon as possible, but at the same time, I couldn't move. Eventually, I decided to do this thing called distracting myself. I went and applied for a barista class. It was a very short beginner class with only 4 lessons every Saturday. It came with an exam in the end, so I got to receive a certificate for being a baby barista. That class was really fun, and I do not regret taking it. I got to learn about coffee, which is something that I really love. I drink coffee every day. But in terms of my feelings, I didn't feel that much different, even though I kinda distracted myself. Yes, I distracted myself for a little bit and I just went straight back into where I was after that. I remember in one of the lessons I was learning how to pull a heart latte art, and my hands were shaking like crazy because I get nervous really easily and I couldn't control my hands. I tried, but they were still shaking like crazy, and I ended up pulling something like an onion instead of a heart. There was like a big blob of, I don't know, circular blob of milk in the middle. I mean, it sounds pretty funny to me right now, but I remember after that lesson, I went into a gyudon shop, eating and crying alone. I felt so unworthy because I failed at so many things. I even failed at pulling a latte art. And in the end, I was still feeling terrible within myself. And after all, a distraction is still just a distraction. And I still had to properly sit with the pain I was trying so hard to run away from. And after many days of pain and powerlessness, there came this day when I got terribly sick. I got a fever, couldn't move, couldn't taste anything, and I was just lying on my bed, listening to some calming music, trying to rest, while feeling so much pain physically and mentally. I thought to myself, I couldn't do this anymore. And slowly things got darker and darker and darker. But then something happened at that moment. I saw a vision. I saw myself sitting near the beach, drinking coffee, and having fun, chatting with the people I love the most. It was warm. I felt so much love and so much peace. I didn't know what it was back then, but now I know. It was a moment of letting go. Perhaps it's because the pain was so overwhelming. I finally decided I didn't want to suffer that way anymore. Maybe at that moment, I finally realized I was holding onto the past so tightly that I kept wanting closure. I finally remembered what mattered the most. It's the love I have for this world. It's the little precious memories I had with my friends. Maybe the most important thing is not to have a happy ending, but to know that throughout our journey, there were beautiful things, and that happiness that we once felt, it lives within us forever. We once experienced this beautiful chapter. We once had this friendship. We once felt loved and happy and free. And when we remember that's what life's about, we can let go of that grip and allow life to flow again. We can embrace the unknown with faith. Life is filled with infinite possibilities, and it's never the end. We are not here to chase an ending, but to relax into the flow of life and recognize the astonishing miracles that are happening around us every single moment. In the end, life is about the process, and we can never take anything away. There will be beginnings and endings. Maybe instead of fighting this natural cycle of life, we should just surrender into it. Things might go, things might come back, and we don't even have to be certain. After that day, I had this subtle shift within myself. I was still pretty attached to things. I still got uncomfortable and anxious and all that, but slowly I was letting life flow again, little by little. I think in times like this, it is important to be patient with ourselves. Instead of blaming ourselves for not being positive enough, we really have to allow everything that we feel in order to release it. With a little bit of weight off my shoulders, I was motivated to search for a lot of mental health related videos, and I even got into spirituality for a little bit. I learned so much about how our minds work and ways we can heal, let go, build faith, and become free again. Right here, I would like to recommend two YouTube channels that really helped me understand myself. The first is Therapy in a Nutshell, and the second is Psych2Go. Both channels explain mental health in a detailed, scientific, and fun way, and I'm sure a lot of you will find them helpful. I also watched some anime that really resonated with my healing journey, especially Mushoku Tensei Season 2, as I really resonated with Brody's experience. Their opening song, Spiral by Longman, was so good. I just felt every single line of the lyric, and I recommend checking out that song and looking into the meaning of the lyrics. Looking back in the beginning, I was depressed, but I still tried to force movement, closure, to force positivity and progress, and that made me stuck in a tiring, exhausting loop of trying to figure things out. However, through letting go of the need for things to be fixed, to go a certain way, I was able to slowly flow towards my way out, to feel life again, to experience and discover all these new things, all these anime and YouTube channels, and before I realized it, I could finally smile again, to have fun again, even though not everything within myself was healed completely. Until this day, I am still growing and becoming more relaxed about life every day. I think it's when we start to release our tight grip and relax again, inspiration comes in, creativity flows, and our passion starts to bloom once more. Of course, it is not easy to let go when we have been programmed to feel like we're never enough. If you're feeling stuck, feeling like life isn't moving, understand that perhaps what you need to do right now is not to push further forward, but to slow down, sit with yourself, and observe where that tension comes from. Sometimes we aren't even aware of what we are holding on to so tightly. It's almost subconscious and automatic until we pause and be aware. Remember, you shouldn't force anything, including positivity. Letting go isn't something you try to achieve. Letting go isn't a goal, it's more like a state that comes naturally. Same for many things in life. Don't force yourself into good mental health. Do not force your way into success. Don't force your way into happiness, because those probably won't work. Sometimes you might even get so overwhelmed that in your quest of searching for peace, you somehow start blaming yourself for not making enough peace. You want to move so bad, you blame yourself for not moving enough, and as a result, you might ironically get stressed and stuck. When you try too hard, it almost makes the thing that you're trying to do so much harder than it actually is. Taking actions that originate from fear will very quickly throw us back into the state of feeling overwhelmed, feeling powerless and stuck. Instead, relax. Be playful. Tell yourself it's gonna be okay, that you can do it, and therefore you can follow your pace. Allow yourself to follow your pace. Live your own life. It is a weird paradox that when you stop trying, you have all the inspiration and passion flooding back. You become productive, you stop procrastinating, you become curious about life again. I experienced this myself because I kept feeling like I gotta go back to this YouTube channel and make more videos. I gotta work harder, I gotta do this and that, but slowly all these things in life that I'm trying to do become part of a to-do list. And everything feels like a task instead of something I can enjoy. And all these pressure, all these feeling like I have to do something, all these thoughts, they made me pretty much paralyzed for so long. I was spending so much time lying on my bed and doing nothing, just feeling like I have to move, but I just want to rest. I wanted to enjoy life again. I just got stuck for so long. And it is when I finally decided to relax, to live my life. I told myself, maybe it's okay for me to watch anime again. Maybe it's okay for me to enjoy some games again. Maybe it's okay for me to just slow down, and I'm pretty sure I will find inspiration through all these relaxation and fun and joy for my life. I'm pretty sure I will come back stronger and more passionate and more creative. And now I'm here. After allowing myself to follow my pace to live my life, I finally had all the inspiration and creativity coming back to me, and I can finally come back and create again. And I'm so glad that I allowed myself to slow down and let go in the first place. Of course, a lot of motivation videos out there might sound like, just do it, get over it, you need to get up now, you gotta make it happen now, yesterday you said tomorrow. All those things are valid. They're not wrong, and they work for a lot of people out there. Maybe you even say those things to yourself, but if you're one of those people who are trying so hard, yet still feeling stuck, all these words might sound like they're denying your effort. And the truth is, effort is not always the answer. And I think people might be missing a lot of depth and meaning within the words like, just do it. I think these motivational quotes get misinterpreted or mistranslated over time by many people, because to me, just do it doesn't mean just force yourself to do it. It's more like just let go and do it. It's like let go of the fear and embrace it with happiness, with joy, with passion, with creativity, with freedom. Have you ever felt like after a long week of work, the weekend arrives, you're playing games, lying on your bed and resting, watching anime and drama, and you just can't seem to enjoy any of those things while thinking you're supposed to be productive and working hard and making progress? You don't get any work done, and you can't enjoy your fun hobbies either, and it turns into a constant state of not getting enough of everything. Or maybe when you're sad, you just feel like you have to cry in a corner, but at the same time, you feel like you have to get over it already. Maybe you have to let go of the idea of having to make progress all the time, to move forward all the time, to get back out there, to be strong, because it is okay to be here, to pause, to feel your feelings, because it is okay to rest without guilt. It is okay to cry and release your emotions. You don't need to feel guilty about that. It is okay if it takes time for you to process all the things that you experienced lately. It is okay to slow down for a little bit and truly recognize that perhaps something has ended. Maybe a chapter has ended. Maybe certain things aren't coming back for now. And if it takes time for you to digest all those information, take your time. Don't force yourself to move forward. If nothing is working, if you don't see yourself getting out of this loop after watching hundreds of motivation and healing videos, perhaps just stop for a while. Go silent. Stop thinking of which path you should be taking. Learn to sit with yourself long enough to receive that inspiration. And very often, the deepest part of our hearts knows. It just knows. It's like this random moment you're inspired to go buy some snack in the store. You don't even think much about it and you're already doing it. You want to tap into that space and state where you have let go and it just happens. All your actions, they just happen. All your creativity and passion, they just happen. Because you let go and you create space for them. Follow your heart, follow your joy, and let things flow. You don't need effort a lot of times. You need to let go enough for the effort to happen naturally. It's when I let go, I start healing mentally. It's when I let go and allow myself to spend my weekends playing games without feeling guilt, I stop procrastinating the next week and become productive naturally. It's when I let go of the need to figure things out, all these opportunities start to naturally appear right in front of my eyes without me seeking for them. Of course, this is the mindset that resonates with me the most. Maybe you don't agree with me, and that's okay. as I'm that kind of Zen kind of person who enjoys a slow life without chasing productivity. I like to create, I like to slow down and observe all the beauty in life. So just take what resonates with you in this video. Since we are reaching the end of this video, let me introduce this art that I am making. It's like a very simple mini study room designed heavily with my own personal preference. As I love staring out of the window, it's even better when it's raining because I love the calming nature of rain. It's very relaxing and zen. It almost washes away all your worries and help you let go. I remember when I was studying in university, my friends or classmates and I would go into empty classrooms to study and revise, to have lunch together, to just chill. Those moments were ordinary, but looking back from now, they were beautiful. I created this channel not to make astonishing animations, but to capture and share ordinary moments like these that make us feel, well, astonished. I want to remind you guys the feeling of being at peace through making art. I might not be the best artist out there, but that doesn't matter. I'm here to share some peace with you, to encourage you guys to create your own astonishing visions. And lastly, just a little reminder, letting go doesn't mean you are giving up. It only means you are opening up yourself again towards the infinite possibilities of the natural flow of life, and also the joy and happiness that you really deserve. It means you're allowing yourself to be yourself again through feeling everything within you, the positive, the negative. Sometimes we might encounter an end of a chapter, but that doesn't mean it's the end of the entire book. Within every single experience in life, I believe there is always a lesson for us to learn, and as we grow from that lesson, we are better equipped with all the knowledge and capacity we need to receive that blessing and beauty that is coming towards us right here, right now. And when you reach that place, I'm pretty sure you'll know why, and you'll be astonished. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.